What's up, everybody? Joey here with your latest Ski and Ride School update for September. Let's jump right in. Going through the outline, we're going to talk about the onboarding process, the orientation schedule this season, when you can drop off your equipment for binding checks, some new communication tools, the community weekend here in Sugarbush, our Be Better Here report, and finally the winter operations opening plan, because winter is coming. All right, let's talk about the rehire process. So we've talked about this a little bit in the past, but everyone this season was termed versus put on a leave of absence last year. Um, that's just what happens in the background system for you yourselves. Everyone who's returning has received a workday job offer. So if you haven't seen your offer, if you're struggling to find it, you can log directly into the Workday app if you can't find the email. Sometimes the emails are filtered out to spam, or if you have it set to a different email than the one you check now. Um, and then I've even run into people who put their email in and had a typo in their email, and so they weren't receiving the emails. If you ever are having any issues like that, you can log directly into the Workday app. If you are having trouble logging into the Workday app, let me know. I'll connect you, or sorry, I say app, you can log in online too. If you're having issues logging into Workday, please reach out to me. I can connect you with HR and we can figure out your login situation. Before you accept your offer in Workday, make sure you double check your pay rate. From last year, there was an annual merit increase that went out. If this is your third season or more, so if you started in the winter of 22, 23, or earlier, we are on a 3-year cycle for I-9 documentation checks and background checks. So if it's your third year or more, it's time to re-up on those things. So we'll talk about more background and I-9 stuff in the next slide here, but just be aware that it is time to redo those things. Flake access availability submissions are going to be after Indigenous Peoples Day weekend, about a month from now. And then teaching assignments, orientation materials, and more are all going to be available as we move closer into the season. Let's talk about the background checks and I-9s. You will receive a background check email from noreply@fs.fadv.co. Some people who have already received this have said, hey, this seems like spam or something like that. This is the background check company automated email that they're sending you. Sometimes it is sent to your spam folder, but if you're receiving this, this is a legitimate email coming from our background check company that will be asking personal information about you. We are legally required to have background checks and all of our employees that are working in our school, and so this is something that just has to get done every few years. If you have accepted your offer, once you accept your offer, HR has to go through and do some background confirming your hire, and when in that process, that is when they send out the background check information. They do this a couple times a week, so there may be a 3 or 4 day lag between accepting your offer and getting the background check email. But if it's been more than a week and you've accepted your offer and you have not received the background check email, please reach out. We can get that. We can make sure that either has been sent to you and track it down, or we can get it resent. This delay, the delay in accepting your job offer to receiving the background check email, is it's really important that we accept our offers and get it done before orientation, because you have to have this completed before your first day of work. And so there's that delay there. So it's going to be really hard to show up the day of orientation, accept this, and be able to attend, because it just takes some time to process through the system. As far as I-9 IDs go, once you have accepted your job offer and done your background check, you are eligible to have your I-9 IDs checked. If you're in the area and you want to stop by HR one day while they're open, you're eligible to do that. We will also be doing an ID check at orientation check-in, which we'll be talking about in a minute here. Oh, speaking of orientation. So orientation is November 15th. It's a Saturday. It's the Saturday before we plan to open the resort. Check-in starts at 10:30. And our presentations start at noon. Because we have so many people doing I-9 checks, having to redo background checks, all those pieces, if you're going to show up at noon, you're going to be running a little bit late, because there's going to be a backup at the check-in table this year, just due to the amount of, I say paperwork, it's all online, but the amount of administrative process we have to do to get everyone rehired this season. So plan to show up a little bit, plan to show up before noon. You can show up as early as 10:30. We are going to do happy hour after presentations at 4 p.m. this year. We are changing it up. So it's not going to be you sitting in a chair for 4 hours this year being talked at straight. We're going to get up, we're going to move, we're going to change locations, we're going to break into some smaller groups. I'm hoping to create a more engaging process because orientation's a tough day. There's a lot of information to get through, and I'm trying something new this year. So I hope you all attend, and hopefully it's more better for you all. And then note that equipment drop-off on orientation day starts at 10:30 as well. So you can show up, drop your skis or typically we do our snowboard checks pretty quick, but you can show up, drop your skis off for binding check, and then come to check-in, or vice versa. Go do check-in, then drop your skis off for a binding check, and get it done before the season starts. So some feedback that we've received from the employee engagement survey, and this is true from Sugarbush and from many resorts across Alterra, is some negative feedback on the employee engagement survey about communication, both resort-wide and internally within our own departments. And so Alterra is rolling out this new tool called Field Day Communication. It's a communication tool. What you see here is some screenshots from what the app looks like. It is an app that lives on your phone. And this is just, John Blay, our communications director, is in charge of getting this off the ground. And this is just, we're in the testing phase of getting it lined out for our resort. Eventually, we'll have some more specific ski and ride school content on here, but right now, this is just some examples of, what the newsletter looks like and what the the kind of information we can have on here. We can have, schedules for, the resort restaurants, and here's the events happening, and hey, be aware that it's an Icon Pass Appreciation Day today, and that kind of thing. And then also we'll have more specific targeted ski and ride school information. We'll still be doing these types of update videos for, larger information transfers for you all, so that you get making sure you get the important stuff. But this is more for day-to-day communication, pushing out, hey, just so you know that there's a power outage at the resort. Those kind of informations we do expect to come across as well. So you're looking forward to learning more about this tool, and I'm excited that it's just something else we can use to help improve communication with you all. So coming up, we're about a month away from Community Day or Community Weekend. Since it's a weekend now, Saturday of the 11th is Oktoberfest here at the resort. Sunday is Community Day. There's going to be a community partner and farmers market tables here in the courtyard. There's going to be pumpkin carving, axe throwing. Hammond's going to be giving a state of the resort at 1:30 that afternoon. There's live music. There's ski and bike demo sales happening all weekend. The rental shop will be open and available to take your equipment drop off. So if you want to get your gear dropped off early and picked up on orientation day, so your gear is all checked and ready to go, you can do that too. That would work really well. If you're looking for any more details on Community Weekend, the events calendar is live on the resort website, and you can get all the details and good stuff there. The other thing I just want to add out, we have a few ski and ride school folks on the Wall of Fame here, and the Wall of Fame submissions close Monday the 13th. So they close right after Community Weekend. So just if you're looking to nominate somebody for the Wall of Fame, by all means, now is a great time of year to do so. And you have up until the 13th of October to do that. Another community note, on Wednesday, October 1st at 5:30 p.m. at the Lareau Pavilion, there is a community meeting on the active transportation corridor from Warren to Middlesex. So if you're not familiar with the Mad River Path organization here in the Valley, there has been an effort for a long time to build what started as a bike path from Warren all the way to Waitsfield, and this mission has expanded to going from Warren to Middlesex. The group has applied for some transportation grants from the federal government, and there's been a lot of progress moving forward in terms of getting this project started, some shovels in the ground. They are looking to, within the next couple of years, build a path that connects Warren to Waitsfield and eventually continuing that path all the way down in the middle section along the river. Really exciting project. If you're interested in attending and learning more about that, this is your opportunity to do so. Lastly, you just want to talk about a couple of last minute things here. Our new carpet at Mount Ellen is complete. Really excited to see that. It is named the Easy Up. And so the Easy Up carpet over at Mount Ellen is operational, complete, and ready for snowfall over there. Some other information I want to go through is our Be Better Here report. And we'll talk more about this at Orientation Day. But the Be Better Here report is all of the information for Sugarbush regarding any sort of green initiatives, emissions and recycling stats, trash diversion rates, green energy initiatives. It also includes charitable giving, community-based programs, and more. So it's all of our how are we trying to help the greater good stuff. There's a lot of information here. We'll go through some of it at our orientation information, but really I just want you all to know that this information has been compiled, and we're going to have, this is the actual physical report. It's like 90 or 100 pages. It's going to be printed. It's going to have graphs and color and pictures and all this cool stuff, and we're going to have physical copies of it to look at orientation. So if you want to get there early and thumb through it, or at happy hour you can thumb through it. It is going to be, it's a lot of information, and it's something that I want to do a better job of sharing with all you, because we put a lot of work into those programs, and the planning and compliancy side and the mountain ops team do a lot of work to doing these green energy projects, and we want to do a better job of telling that story. So this is one way, is to get all of you on board with that. Lastly, I want to talk about the winter operations plan. So we do plan on opening with the Gatehouse Terrain Pod as we have the past few years. It is probably of no surprise to many of you that it's been very, very dry here in the valley and all of the Northeast, really. Right now, our snowmaking pond is mostly full, but if you're not aware, our snowmaking pond is about 60 or 70 hours of snowmaking water. It really isn't a lot of water. We go through that pretty quickly. We rely on water flow from the Mad River to fill our pond so that we can pump it up the hill here to the resort and make snow with it. And with impressively low stream flows right now, we may be in a really hard snowmaking situation come November. So that is just something to be aware of. We actually could really use the rain, in general right now, and especially as we're moving towards the season, just to increase flow rates. Otherwise, we may be in a similar situation of early season last year of it's cold, but we can't make snow because we don't have water. So that is something to be aware of. Unfortunately, we can't make water up here out of nowhere. This is part of our water infrastructure, is the way we draw water. And so there's no short-term plan between now and winter that's going to create a fix outside of the weather changing. We do have a pretty aggressive early season train expansion plan with seasonal programs starting mid-December. We are hopeful to get more carpets open earlier and to get more terrain on the Gatehouse and Bravo side open sooner. There's been a lot of projects improving snowmaking lines, improving efficiency. Those kinds of things are going to help us accomplish those goals. I just want you all to be aware of the early season plan and some adjustment that might be needed to be made during the seasons. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Appreciate you for all you do. Please make sure you accept your workday job offer and get that process started. And we're really looking forward to seeing you when the snow flies here.